In this video, we're going to talk about the work of Neville Goddard, and I'm going to give you the 3 main habits that I came up with after listening, after studying his work, reading all his books multiple times. This is truly what I believe are the 3 main fundamental, what I call atomic habits that can be condensed from his work. And if you were to apply those 3 habits in your life, you will see tremendous result, tremendous manifestation and growth, and the possibility and the ability to create the life that you want. And the reason I call these habits and not just tools or technique is because it's a way of life. It's not just about applying something every now and then, but it's truly living it. Because there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. And when you truly make those habits a way of life, you will see tremendous result in your life. And another reason why I call these atomic habits is because I get inspired from that great book, Atomic Habits, by whoever wrote it. And there's this great chart in the book that shows you how much you can grow. The more you apply certain small little habits in your life, over time, there's a phenomenal shift that happens because all your little effort, all the small steps that you take get compounded on top of each other. At some point, you get exponential result. And this is exactly what I want this to be in your life, to create by some simple small step that you can do every single day that don't take too much time, but that can create tremendous shift in your life. So let's go into the first atomic habit from the work of Neville Goddard. All right. And the first one is what I call feeling it real, using your imagination. Neville Goddard, in every one of his books, talk about the power of imagination. Your imagination creates your reality. Okay. And I've made tremendous amount of videos on this channel about imagination from all different angles. But this is the core teaching from Neville Goddard. Is how do you use your imagination? Do you let it run wild on autopilot based on the past programming from your subconscious mind or from things that happen around you? Or do you consciously take time every day to exercise your imagination, to visualize, to mentally live the life that you want to live, to mentally walk the walk of the person you want to be, to really imagine yourself already being, having, doing the things that you want to have. And this is what I call the feel it real technique. And I made a video that explains every step, the 5-step process. I'm going to link it here. So if you want a full breakdown of how to use this habit in your life, you can just go and check that video because it's completely broken down and I don't want to repeat myself here again. But the key is this: we are always using our imagination. Our mind makes mental pictures all the time, even if you're not aware of it, even if you can visualize, even if you're not good at making mental pictures. It's just what it does. And as you start to become aware, as you start to exercise that muscle, like it's like going to the gym. At first you suck, you're tired, you get drained, you don't really feel your muscle. But 6 months after working out, if you keep on working at it, you'll be amazed by just how vivid those pictures can be in your mind, how clear it can become, how fast you can notice. So if you cannot really imagine well right now, it's okay. Just take it one step at a time and truly start to imagine, start to tell yourself that you can imagine, that you can visualize, and that you're getting better and better. The main point here is that your mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So what you're doing, essentially, you're connecting to a future reality, a possibility, using your creative ability to imagine anything that you want and enter that scene and see yourself in that scene, be and live and feel as if it's happening now. What you're doing is you're planting that seed in your subconscious mind. You're creating a vibrational match to that future that you want, to that event, to that thing that you want to create. And the more you condition that, the more you walk in that imaginal state, the more your mind thinks it's real. And your mind is going to start going to create that outcome. Okay, because if you look at the world of quantum physics, they tell you if you align your energy with future possibilities, you start to draw that possibility in your reality now. So using your imagination every single day consciously to make sure you're not imagining scarcity and the old ways and the worst case scenario, and really disciplining your imagination is the first fundamental key to master. And I invite you every single day, at least twice a day, morning and as you fall asleep at night, to use the 5-step process of feeling it real, as I explained in the video. The second atomic habit is similar to the first one, but a bit different, from a different angle, and that is to control your inner conversations. What do I mean by that? This is more about the thoughts that you have all day, every day, especially those inner conversations that you may have around, with yourself or with other people, making mental argument, or thinking about what you want, thinking about why you don't have it, thinking and obsessing about how and when and who's gonna bring it. You have to become aware. What is your dominant thoughts? What are the thoughts that are most recurrent, that are most repetitive in your mind? Because your thoughts that are dominant create your state, how you feel. It creates your vibrational identity, your self-concept. Because what you think about most of the time, you become. So your self-image is a reflection of all the thoughts you have. So as you become aware of the dominant thought that you have, you can start to listen, you can start to observe, and you can start to change. You can start to change your dominant thoughts. So instead of thinking about, oh my God, how I'm gonna pay my bill, and where's the money gonna come from, and what do I need to do to make that thing happen? Relax. And then ask yourself, okay, if I were using my creative ability to think, to have unlimited thinking, and if I were to assume I'm already an abundant being, I'm already able to generate abundance, I already have abundance, how would I think now? How could I create abundance now? What is a better way of thinking about my situation? You see, as you pivot those thoughts and you start to create new empowering thoughts, instead of telling yourself you're ugly, you're not good enough, you're not smart and talented, and beating yourself up, or imagining that you fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend or with your boss, or blaming and judging in your mind, or being jealous and envious of what others have. Whatever that thought is, you have to notice it. Because people think to reaffirm how they most of the time feel. This is so important, I'm gonna say it again. People subconsciously think, those automatic thoughts, in order to reaffirm how they feel, their state most of the time. Because remember, how you think is a direct reflection of your self-image. And your self-image creates how you feel about yourself, about your life, about any little things in your life. So as you start to change those thoughts, as you start to think greater, as you start to apply and have better mental conversation, as you start, like Neville said in his book, think not of the end, don't think of what you want, but think from it. You are that abundant person. You are that loving, handsome, charismatic person now. You are that successful business owner now who is tremendously creative, able to generate money, able to generate and create new clients, new business, new ideas. You have to think from that place. And as you do, and as you condition yourself to think from that place, your energy will start to change, your self-image will start to change, your attitude, how you see yourself will start to change. And over time, you'll start to see evidence all around you to support how you think. And if you've been doing also the Feel It Real, the first habit, your identity and your personal reality will start to shift, because it's your personal identity, your self-image, that creates your personal reality, your universe, your life right now. So here's the thing. For the second habit, you have to think greater. And finally, the third atomic habit from Neville Goddard's work is what he calls revision. And I made many videos about how to do revision. Another word for revision is reframing. It's turning anything that happened in your life, whether it's in the past or currently, that was negative. That means you feel bad about it, you have a negative meaning associated to it, and to reframe it, to revise it, so that you either learn from it, because if you make a mistake, if you fail, your failure can teach you a lot. That can then allow you to create what you want. So either to get the learning or to change your reaction to what happened. So let's say somebody said something to you, you didn't like it, and you start to feel resentful and angry and blame that person, you could revise using your wonderful imagination. You can revise yourself and ask, how else could I see this scene? What else could this mean? How would the best version of myself go through this experience? And start to teach yourself a new way of reacting, a new way of responding. Give yourself a new choice. It's all about how you respond. It's all about how you see the situation. And so as you revise any negative and turn it into a positive, you give yourself really the ability to let go of resentment, let go of blame, let go of fear, let go of shame, let go of guilt, let go of all those emotions that we hold on, that we accumulate. Let go and forgive others because we realize that they're not perfect. We accept them and we accept ourselves and we accept our mistakes and we accept that sometimes we screw up, sometimes other people screw up, sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes other people make mistakes. So it's about having that understanding that can free all that emotional load that you don't need. And as you practice acceptance and forgiveness and choose to live in a beautiful state. Why? Because as you live in a beautiful state, as you choose to forgive and let go, you raise your energy. You don't become a bitter person because of what a person said or didn't do, but you choose to become a graceful, gracious person because it's a personal choice that you have. And from those two different states, you're going to create very different life situations. So revision is critical. So if you have things that don't work the way you want, instead of beating yourself about it, revise it. Learn from it. Change your reaction to it. Change your thoughts about it. Change what you imagine those things means about you, about your life. And as you change those meanings, the emotion attached to those events will change and you will free yourself. So those are the 3 atomic habits. Look guys, if you use and if you walk the path using your imagination to create what you want in your subconscious mind, having positive mental conversations and revising the negative, imagine what would that do for your life? Because this is something you have to live. This is something you have to learn. If you revise something and you're not sure how to do it and you feel real and you don't maybe feel it all the time, it's okay. It's a skill you have to learn, you have to grow, you have to make it better. And the more you work it, the more subconscious it becomes, the more automatic it becomes, and the faster the result will appear in your life. So I hope this really helps you guys because this is truly what I believe the fundamental of Neville Goddard and all his teaching, because all his books talk about those 3 things in different ways and different metaphors and different teachings, but it all comes down to those 3 things. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's clear. I hope you can use it and I hope you will use it, stick with it and come back and tell me the fantastic result that you got in your life. Be well guys. See you next time.